Hey guys, welcome back to Ace Attorney. Trials and... okay, it's been a minute. I forgot the game title. F you. Listen. Elephant in the room. It's been a while since there's been a video. I'm sorry. I ate some hamburger helper. It was bad. Don't do that. Okay, this is what happened, right? Nobody told me hamburger helper doesn't come with hamburger in it. So I'm like, oh wow, they got like, they made a hamburger out of this fine powder? And I was... and don't do that. Anyway. Chat. There's no chat. This is a YouTube video. Chat. She's hot. I don't want to hear nothing from everybody. I did a live stream the other week, and everyone was like, nah, she's mid. You're insane, John. That's bogus. Sure, she's got some head trauma, but maybe, you know, we'll work it out. Also, what the frick were we doing? I forget. Oh, yeah, her name.
She's like, I didn't remember introducing myself.
She's probably the person, right? Like, hold on, let me accustom myself with the Eva dance again. This might take a while. Yeah, paid by Tigre to the Cadavarini family. Is that what she's talking about? When she said Tigre saved her life? But no, this is a repair bill for a car, bruh. That don't look like no car. Yo, there's an anime where a girl turns into a car. What's up with that crap? Anyway, I don't know what to do, so give me a second. Oh, this guy. The tiger. Yeah.
Is he famous or something?
Yeah, this guy's not a loan shark, you know. Nope. He's a big lone cat. I think a shark's more intimidating than a cat. Hence the name, I guess? Don't pay him back. And you better say your prayers, because he'll eat you alive.
You're really shaking there, detective.
Well, you know, don't ever go to tender lender. You learn lessons the hard way sometimes. Yeah, you're shaking like a leaf. I'm just, you know, kind of on edge at the moment. You know what I mean? Okay, so that didn't help. Have you seen her? That's the girl who works over at Tender Lender. You want to stay away from her too, okay?
She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she?
If that's how you phrase smoking hot, wait, what? Should be the least of your worries, pal. What? What's that supposed to mean? What about her? No. Her name's Viola Cadavera. Yes, we got it! She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini.
Bruto? Do you know what that is, Nick?
I think it's a person.
It sounded like pastrami to me, or like some sort of meat.
Never heard of the guy. I get what they're doing here. Instead of a Yakuza stereotype, it's a stereotype on Italian Americans, and that's really kind of messed up. Bruto Cadaveri's the boss of the Cadaverini family. The Cadaverinis. It's one scary-sounding name. And at the same time, it sounds garlicky when you say it out loud. We can't touch them. They're too powerful for the police. That's scary. But you're thinking of taking them on? Are you? Are you crazy, Phoenix? You can't even take on a case. You failed the last one, and now we're here. No, I'm not taking on the mob. I mean, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. I thought he said, I misread the text. And so I thought I might want it now. Ha! I always need a challenge. I better get some info on Gumshoe about this family. Okay. What? Where is it? Oh, it's right there. God, am I blind? I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis? Who are they? Scary bunch of people, that's who. Okay, you're a cop and you're scared? What's that about? Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid, a cop, or maybe a cat. Meow. Those guys are scary. They got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. Didn't someone mention criminal underworld another time in this case? Oh yeah, the disc, MC Bomber. We can't touch him. Even with a stick, they got too much moolah. Moolah? They pretty much control all the cash flow of the city's black market. Black market? And that includes tender lender, I take it? Oh yeah. No one stands up to brutal Cadaverini, and I mean nobody. Well, now we got that smudge on his head, though. Hold on, let me wipe that away. All right. And it come off. What the? Interesting. Okay. So Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then? Crazy. I think she's out of your league, Phoenix. Okay. Yeah, and everyone knows how much Brutal loves his little girl. Aw. Well, wait, he kills people, but aw. She means everything to him. Everything. So how did she end up at Tenderlender? I don't know, pal. But I heard she's the boss at Tenderlender pretty tight. Tight? Oh no. That's what it said in the file I read about Maggie's case. Why was she brought up in Maggie's case? What? Sounds like a pretty important clue. I can't believe it! Almost forgot the most important thing. Phoenix. Yes? You know the lunchbox. How'd it go? She like it? Well, you definitely did cook the white rice. But it needs a little, like, sesame seed oil. You know, you ever throw just a little teaspoon, that's all it needs. You remember the weenies, Phoenix? I remember. They went down smooth as, well, a weenie should. I hate weenies, and I hate Detective Gumshoe even more. I hope he chokes on one. Well, I always chew the weenies before I digest them. How'd she taste my weenie? I can't say, that's really bad. I did not, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What's wrong with weenies? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Oh, did she think it was an innuendo? Oh my God, I need to apologize. How do my weenies taste when they went down the hatch? Okay, come on, hold up. That's not all my fault. Huh? Well, they were delicious, of course. Oh yeah? That's what you said? I'm a pretty good cook. Well, not exactly. Oh, don't worry about it, pal. You don't gotta flatter me. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared. What? What do you mean? I made a jumbo box. Here you go. You shouldn't have. Oh, thank you. Do me a favor again, pal, and deliver this to the old Sheila. Sure, dude. Sure's a heavy burden, more ways than one. How heavy could it be? I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that. Oh, it's so picturesque. Weenies again? Tell me we don't have to eat all these, too. Maya, we're cutting corners. Lawyer fees don't pay what they used to. Sorry. I really can't eat anymore, though. Well, I guess we're not gonna have any then. All right, Missy. Get... Oh. Well, that's probably for the best. Anyway, back to Tenderlender. Your relationship with the Cardavinis is very strong, and here's why. It's your last name. Booyah! I know exactly who you are, Viola Cadaverini. I hope to God I'm saying that right. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you?
Ooh. It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family cars when someone pulled out in front of me.
Someone? Oh my God! Oh my God! I mean, I know who that is, but still, it's kind of violent to look at.
It was a motorbike, or something like that. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I swerved to try and avoid it, but...
Oh, and you got hurt too. Oh, that's awful.
I took a blow to the head. A really bad one.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, you poor thing. So what happened to the person on the bike? I guess they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right?
I don't know. What happened to them? They ran away. Or so I heard.
Ran away? Huh?
If they stayed, I'd have...
Is it possible? Could the person who committed a hit and run have been? It's probably Tigray. You know, they really gotta cool it with these silhouettes, man. It's definitely him. It was this man, wasn't it? He caused the accident. Due to his negligence. He thought he had the right of way, but he was turning left. You don't have the right of way when you're turning left. That's what they call it. They don't call the left away. Disclaimer, this is not actual driving advice.
It wasn't Don Tigray. I refuse to believe it.
I think you already kind of believe it.
We collided, the motorbike and my car, but Don Tigray isn't injured at all. Is he?
Well, he's kind of sturdy looking. It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. I can feel it. Plus, one of her locks just broke, so she must suspect it too. Okay. I'm very sorry, Miss Cadaverini. I had proof that Tigray was involved in the track. Oh yeah, we have his bike. Look at it, it's wrecked. For real. That was his bike, right? And also, yeah, like, look at it. Come on, you have to admit. It's not exactly a motorcycle, but it is still his dominant mode of transportation. Mr. Tigray rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. You know, as if he was, turning. And you see what I'm getting at, right? Like, Miss Cadaverini, you know the truth, don't you? Wait, why am I simping? Bro, she killed Glenn Elk. Or did she? Because in the cinematic thing, it looked like Tigray. Dude. Okay, until she's proven innocent, I can continue to... I don't know, maybe she's innocent, I don't know. This repair bill was paid by Furio Tigray. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they?
It's possible. Perhaps. Somewhere inside me. I know that may be true.
I knew it.
But Don Tigray still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive.
How much are we talking? I mean, come on. I've heard about your old man.
Very expensive, Mr. Lawyer.
She seems kind of hesitant about giving an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was Tiger who paid for it, right?
After I recovered, Tigray told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me.
Oh, you poor thing. God dang it.
I believe him.
Wow, you really hurt your head, huh? That is so mean. Why did I say that? Oh my god. Do you honestly believe that to be true? Come on, lady. Look at that tan. That's a villain tan. God dang, he's practically a Karen.
Nah, it's sexy.
Shut up. Okay. You know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. He wanted to curry favor with maybe a relative of yours. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but YOLO, I'm kind of feeling cavalier today. Your grandfather, Bruto Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, doesn't he? And you are his beloved pride and joy. So I've heard. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but still, if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tigray would have paid that money? We're like breaking her heart. This sucks.
$1 million.
Oh my gosh. Jesus, $1 million? That's horrible.
4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure. Then why'd you say it was really expensive?
I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big a deal.
And they said the operation cost $1 million.
You got scammed, bruh. What?
My grandfather ordered Don Tigray to pay $1 million in compensation.
Compensation money, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying the money to settle the score, which... how does he have that much money? Oh my god. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million? Come on. Has to be related to the poisoning case somehow. Wait, hold up. Doesn't this... one... No, it doesn't say $1 million. But no, he owed $500,000. Armstrong owed $500,000. So yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, it's completely unreasonable, but it's not outside the realm of possibility that, yeah, he would have that amount of money.
I want to believe him. I want to trust on T-Ray said. He said it was nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruno Cadavarini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared for me. Not about my grandfather.
No! I can't.
But I knew that wasn't really true.
Well, I'm so sorry.
What he did to get the money it was evil.
What?
He said it was all for me, so I helped him.
You helped him murder? No, come on.
You helped him in what way? Here, take these.
What the heck is this? Medical papers?
I'm Bruno Cadavarini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer he simply couldn't refuse.
Sorry. Okay. Oh, God. Someone making some, cutting some onions in here. $1 million bills for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year. So it's all true.
I feel so bad for Viola.
It's inexcusable. T-Gray's gotta pay.
Huh? What do you mean?
There are two things I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics. Dude, I'm fired up. Let's effing go.
Is everything okay, Nick?
We should get going, Maya. We're gonna have a heck of a day in court tomorrow. Right after we finish our espresso. Oh, God.
Yeah. Ooh, I shouldn't drink that.
We'll find a restroom on the way. I want you to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Or better, bro, thrown in the trash? Homie, you really should have kept hold of that. Oh, well, now what? I kind of thought that was our big moment to go back to the courtroom. Oh, did somebody arrive? Oh, bonjour. I've been waiting for your return.
Mr. Armstrong, move out of the way. I gotta go potty.
Good timing.
I know the restaurant's only for paying customers, but I had a really bad cup of joe, and,
Also, I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions if you have the time. I mean, you look like your hands full with that rose and all, but... Well, he hasn't got anything to say to use, fellas? Oh, well.
It's Zinny up.
Who you calling Zinny up, huh?
I'm gonna hide in the bathroom.
Come out from under the table, Maya. It's not a bathroom.
Okay, big shot. Okay, you hand it over. Come on, hit me with it.
What?
Yous wanna play game with me, huh? I don't recommend it. The medical papers. Where they at, big shot?
I think he wants Viola Cadavarini's papers back. How do you know we got them? Oh, you mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Oh, you know this is public knowledge, right? I can get copies anytime I want. I'm fibbing. Miss Cadavarini trusted you. You 44-year-old creep. That's why she said she'd help you.
Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. You just want to know what's sad. I tells you what's sad.
And it ain't only her face. Oh my God, I'm livid. I'm livid.
She thinks she's got power because she's Brutal's little girl. Now that's sad.
I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm gonna expose what you did to the $1 million used to pay this off.
Are you crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's 2 of us here. You got that? 2.
No, Armstrong. Come on. Armstrong? You're mean. Forgive me, désolé. I cannot argue with him. What? That really hurt.
Is that all you's got? Come on. Wasn't you in a fighting game? I'll be taking those papers from you if you don't mind. Armstrong, get the lighter.
Wait.
Don't take it too hard, Phoenix Wright.
That was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Dude, I even had advancing guard. What the? Ugh! Those medical papers were vital. Hold it, pal. What the Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, I'm your assist. Oh, let me at him. Detective? Oh, hello there, sir. Just enjoying a fine meal at my favorite establishment. Don't mind me. You think you can stop me, copper? Beat it! Whoa, holy crap, this guy's like actually a lion. I think it's supposed to be a tiger, detective. Nah, you're lying. Come on, Gumshoe, get it together. You guys, get out of here. Leave this to me. But Gumshoe, get out of here, pal. And take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie? I don't know, her parents? Okay, thanks, Gumshoe. Jesus. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind. Maya, you got toilet paper on your shoe. Hold on. Okay. I'll get even with that guy tomorrow in court. Tender lender's going down. He called her ugly. I am personally oh, I'm so ticked. Also, I didn't really realize the chapter ended there, so we're gonna keep effing going. Like, I know she's not goth, but like, dude, she's goth adjacent. Like, she's got like a little ribbon. What's wrong with that? Good morning, Mr. Wright. Speaking of ribbons. Morning, Maggie. My sis from another miss. So, what do you think's gonna happen today, sir? I'll win with one arm tied behind my back, because I'm really good at Phoenix Wright. That's just how it usually goes. Yesterday's session didn't go so... and ended on a giant mystery. That's true. I still honestly don't have it figured out yet. We still haven't solved a single part of it yet. Are you okay, Nick? Yeah. Just my tummy be hurting. That's not because the hamburger helped her. That's not helping either, but... I saw that. That little flash of doubt in your eyes. Oh God, I'm screwed. No. That's not doubt. That was... determination. Maybe some indigestion sprinkled in there. Why don't I believe you? It's nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant's seat. Roger Dodger. Don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you. I'll try my best, ma'am. Like I always do. Hey, pal! Hey, was she talking about me? I'm just curious. No, she was. Detective Gumshoe, hi. Quit stressing Maggie, I'll bust her. Or I'm a buster your head open. Gumshoe buster. Yeah. She doesn't need the stress, man. How'd you know she was stressed? I was watching through the door. Oh, that's creepy. Oh. Cool. You look like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help you. Have you taken aromatherapy too? Not in a million years. I like my musk. That's why I don't wash this jacket. That and it's dry clean only, which is a fancy way of saying it's dirty. Not in a million years. All right. Don't tell me you don't remember this thing. I actually don't. Have I seen it before? What? Come to think of it, that doesn't look like one of the aromatherapy bottles. What? It's the small bottle turned up in Trabian's kitchen a couple days ago. Oh yeah, now I remember. This is the first time a flashback. Oh, Maya looks so adorable in her little maid outfit. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What was I thinking about again? I forgot. I was just thinking about Mia, I'll be honest. I spaced out. Will you stop salivating and focus on the case, man? Sorry, she's just undeniably beautiful. We finally got to analyze the results back from the lab.
So what is in it? Is it the poison?
I'm afraid not, pal. It's, medication. Oh. So just like I thought, Armstrong decided to snag Glenelg's little medication bottle. Wow. For years, it's topical, apparently. I don't know about trends, but I don't use it. For years? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, it's medication Glenelg was using for his ruptured eardrum. What was Glenelg's medicine doing in the kitchen? I have no idea whatsoever. Well, if Armstrong was stealing the bingo ticket, would he really have time to jack that as well? I don't know. What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on those yet? No, someone screwed up, okay? So they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour, they might have gotten something on the prints, but, bummer. That's gonna weaken the impact of the evidence. Okay, pal, this is it. Make sure you do your duly duty, all right? You got it! It's an easy case. I mean, all you have is this 15 billion pieces of evidence. How could you mess up? Human error? That's how it could mess up? Oh boy. I'm going to expose that guy for what he's done. Or my name isn't Phoenix Wright.
It's not that serious, Phoenix. Jeez, we're gonna win. It's not a big deal.
But you never know! We've lost cases before now. Hey, what's up? Shut up, just go. The defense is ready, Honor.
Ready and waiting as always, Your Honor.
Okay. Do it, then. Yesterday we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Coudreau. He claims to have witnessed the defendant putting a powder into the victim's cafe. However, the witness testimony is plagued with a number of problems.
The mark on the rim of the cup shows that the victim drank from it with his right hand. But according to the old man's testimony, he picked it up with his left hand. Criminal.
Well, Mr. Godo, thank you. Well, according to the witness's testimony, the victim was listening to that radio with an earpiece on the left ear. Just feels a little unbalanced to me, that's all. Yeah, the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which makes him effectively deaf in that ear.
Yeah, so what gives?
What, was he faking it so he wouldn't have to go to work? I doubt it. Going all the way to the doctor for that.
It's amazing how many contradictions could be in a single case, huh? Wowzers, this is gonna be a breeze.
Ha!
Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world you see keeps turning, and we must turn with it.
You lost me, Sonny. I mean, I don't swivel around that much on my chair. I could try, I reckon.
Don't let the mysteries of yesterday mystify you today. Only losers think like that. You gotta change with the times. That's one of my rules.
Are you implying you've resolved these contradictions? You know the answer to the riddles?
The old guy wasn't just throwing seeds in here. He was throwing us off the scent.
Oh, I'm surprised we agree with something, Godo.
And today I'll prove it.
Very well, the first witness, get up there. You need some help? Oh, no, he a big boy.
And you are?
Oh, bonjour, everyone. I am JohneAwesome, the owner of the hot kitchen of Le Bre... This is all... I can't do this. I can't. Dump. Forgive me for asking, Sonny. You got a funny little accent on there. I can't hear you, Sonny. But are you a woman? Oh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am le pet and perky gentleman, no? All right.
On the day of the incident, you were in Tribulations' kitchen, correct? Is that right?
With your monsieur?
What? Whizzin'? I'm not talking about piss, dude!
Everything feels right.
Sure.
Ha! What? He's unfazed? Doesn't anything intimidate this guy? I guess not. Probably when you can't see it. I mean, I don't know. Well, actually, no, that'd be way more scary. Okay, just get on with testimony then. Tell me the court what happened on the day Tribune. Oui, volunteers. I think this is gonna be more annoying than Kudo. When it all happened, there was just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art decor that day. Like adding a large mirror between the tables, for example. A mirror? What? Oui! Perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, la glasses. It would not be reversed, no? Okay, Kudo's old, but you can't be a mirror. Come on! A grand mirror? La most enormous mirror? Why was that not photographed then in the crime scene? What?
And suddenly the mystery disappears. What do you know? Like I said, the world keeps turning. So roll with it.
He sounds so cool, Phoenix. I wish I could drink cups of coffee as much as he could. I'll explain the cup of coffee earpiece conundrum, I reckon. The mirror would have appeared back to front. No, that's wrong. It's way too early in the morning for this. What the dump? Now then, Rod, go. Give him an earful. Got it. Okay. Let me check my evidence real quick. Just, you know. We got that crime scene photo, yeah? Also, this will probably come into play at some point. There's a window there. There's literally a window there. I know that for certain. There's so much for that. But yeah, come on, man. If that was the case, then where is the mirror in this photograph? And don't say it's just, slightly off of angle. 'Cause, I mean, that's not even art. That's just... What the heck? If it's a big mirror, then you couldn't hide it like that. A large mirror between the tables. Can you point to said in this photograph? How big of a mirror are we talking, bud? Both. Something about 4 meters wide and about 2 meters high. Let's see. If 1 meter is about 1 yard, holy glass in a frame, that's huge. I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually. Why? The ceiling? Was there a mirror on the ceiling? I don't remember. We literally could not look up there to find out. Mas non. But I decided to not go through with it in the end. What should I do? Should I ask him about the mirror? Yes, press. F it. What's the worst that could happen? If you really had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. There's nothing about a mirror in Kudo or Maggie's testimonies. But.
You didn't ask, Trud. You have only yourself to blame for such sloppy work,
'Cause the mirror doesn't exist.
A mirror was delivered to Tribulations the day before the incident.
Why? So it really was there?
Mr. Armstrong testified he was carrying out some design changes. And as it turned out, he didn't actually use the mirror in the end.
Yeah, I bet he didn't use the mirror. That just doesn't add up. Even if the mirror was delivered to Tribulations, it doesn't prove that it was at the restaurant the day of the crime. Alright, so we do use the pick.
You want to doubt somebody? Look in the mirror. I'm sure the person looking back at you will be as dubious as enough.
Oh my god. So witness Jesse had the victim reflected in the mirror. Okay. Well, I got a contradiction to point out. I feel really bad if this isn't the point, but... Oh no. Oh no. What? What? No way. That's... Did I hit the right one? I cannot afford to lose 4 points. Let's just keep pressing, I guess. Dude, I am screwed. But if you could, like, what? I can't, like, stop the recording and go check if I press that or not. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. When it happened, we were just 2 customers in the restaurant. I'm not gonna press that because I know that's a fib. I remember I was experimenting with new deco. Alright, okay. You're experimenting with art deco. How can I never heard that before today? You are not familiar? Please stay on topic, I don't care! Why didn't you tell the court about this before? I did. Just a few moments ago. There's a God's lift, Phoenix. Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned, are you referring to some sort of decoration? Art Deco is a style of design, Your Honor, actually. He's talking about interior design, walls, ceilings, carpet, that kind of thing. Oh, okay, sure, yeah, the deco. I was trying to achieve a more, effeminate look to my restaurant. I was paying the most bold remodeling. I don't care. Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe. Everything the fault of the mirror, but... Do you think old Seedy saw anything through a reflection? If he did, it would explain all the contradictions in the testimony. That just makes Maggie's situation look even worse. There's gotta be something in the old man's testimony. We gotta dig deeper. Dig deeper. With Kudo? What? That's our hint? Hold up. Let's look at his, testimony. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase on my table. I'm sorry. What? I don't see how that could help. My dick works. I piss out of it. Okay. I've looked at this for 10 minutes. Yeah, I got nothing, bro. Let's just start pressing. I mean, I don't want to listen to this bullcrap, because, like, if you look, like, this is why I'll never do an office tour, bro. As I look around me, what do I got? I got Pez. I got a Pez dispenser on my desk. To say I don't... It's not feng shui in here, you feel me? This just ain't my crowd. But yo, I love going to IKEA. So maybe we're all living contradictions. Is IKEA feng shui? Listen, who gives a frick? It's cheap, it's reliable, just like me. Like having a large mirror between the tables. Okay, so we press that one. Ooh-wee! Perhaps that is what the old man's looking at. I mean, this seems ageist. I think he noticed a mirror. Come on. Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object, but...
Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame.
Right, yo, you can't say that.
Even for you.
Eh?
Are you trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it?
No, you're putting words in my mouth. What?
Where does that leave the porky-headed lawyer and the top-knot chick over there? And the ungodly cool guy with the mask? Well, it's right. We're all crazy.
Not the hair. Not the... I do not have a top knot. I mean, I do, but like...
You know, Maya's head always reminds me of like a Binky. I don't know. Anyway, little baby Maya, she got Binky hair.
Mr. Goto is correct. Her hair is ridiculous, as is yours.
My mind's totally fine. A lack of normality is a basis for discount an argument. It's just not, man. You can't be doing that. Bien. Lógicas o no diré. ¿Qué? Le cup, le ipis, le glasses. Have you ever seen everything in reverse? No? He's slowly becoming Italian. I'm really bad at French. Everything? He would have seen everything in reverse. Is that right? Oh, oui.
Hey, Nick, we should take a second think about what old CD said in his testimony.
How did he phrase it again? Oh, thank God they're going to say it for me.
That boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his spec. No question. You can line me up if I'm wrong. It was a left ear without a doubt.
Left ear. Left ear. And the same side as the hand he picked up the cup. I don't get it.
If he saw everything described as reflected in a mirror, then everything he said he saw on the left would actually be on the right.
That clears up all the problems with his testimony, I guess, or does it? Ha! It's kind of hard to believe everything the fault of the mirror. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss. Wait a minute. Hold up. I don't think it's the cup. Wait, okay, so he's holding that in his right hand. But if everything he saw was reversed, victim had program wore an HMD over his left eye. That's a discrepancy. Isn't it? No. Wait, I think I pressed the wrong thing. Dump. God dang it. It's literally at the start of the okay, it was the wrong thing. Where's the dang it. Dang it. Okay. I'm sorry I keep doing that. It's a bad habit. All right. Cuz think about it, right? He's wearing, even if you saw that in the mirror, then in that case, the coffee cup would be on the wrong side. So yeah. He's holding the coffee in his right. He has the ear thing on the left. Even if you reverse that, then you're still wrong. I think that's what the game, okay. If it's not effing this, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I'm out of points. Thank effing God. I think that, yeah, we got it. The coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. I gotta keep remembering the HMD and the earpiece aren't the same thing. Let's think back over to Kudo's testimony one more time, shall we?
The boys wearing the earpiece on the same right.
It's just audible diarrhea. I can't read it again. But the point is, we got you, punk. To summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, Mr. Kudo saw all that as a reflection in a mirror. It means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right. But you could wear an HMD on the left even if your ear was hurt. Exactly. You see, monsieur, now that you think about it, it's not so hard, no? Oh, no, it's really tough for me. Like, I mix my lefts and right up all the time. Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. Boy! If Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror, why is it the HMD is now on the wrong side? Depending on the way that's commissioned, it might only fit on his left side. Think about it. You can't just flip that willy-nilly. It's got to, it's got to bend, Well, Rod may have a point. If the witness generally observed the victim reflected in a mirror, then we expect the victim's eyepiece to be off his right.
How bitter. You should have a taste for this bitterness. It'll calm you down.
Yeah, I could use it, honestly. Are we talking about coffee or something different?
You don't understand the way the witness thinks.
Oh, come on. The way he thinks?
You remember this, I presume?
Yeah, I thought that was what I had to look at. I broke the vase. Sorry. Apology letter. Yeah, this is Kudo's testimony? What?
Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit. The other being throwing seeds, and the other spitting on people named Quavo. I don't know when that would apply, but the more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. And what's more striking about Mr. Elk?
Clearly is that silly beanie. I mean, come on, boy, I'm balding too, but geez, just embrace it.
No, Your Honor, the eyepiece. That's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elk's HMD made a big impression on the fella. Wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, but what?
I saw the earpiece and the newfangled spectacle he was wearing. Oh, yeah. They were both on his left ear. Do you hear that? His left.
That just proves my point. There's no mirror, right?
Well, Trite.
I'm sorry, I don't follow. That's his best Kudo impression? Wow, he could even make Kudo sound cool. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so cool. I really thought he was old CD for a minute there.
Listen, I don't think his impressions are that good. He can't sound like a girl, can he? I must agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony. Then again, we were rushing the fellow.
Bad luck, Nick. Looks like the boil of a contradiction you found is just a rash.
A mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds. Nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Fill us in, Armstrong. Go on, tell the court. We're all ears. Some more than others.
Okay, I gotta focus up.
Oui, I can explain. Please, if you will look at the plans on the restaurant.
Okay. This time, I think I just will press everything. That seems to be helping us out more.
Arroz! Is everyone sitting comfortably?
No, my butt hurts, as usual.
La mirror was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing the two halves. There's only one seat from which you could have seen the victim.
That's fundamentally not true. That's 100% not true. You could... South of the V, he could also be sitting. Bruh, what?
That was the seat at the table next to victim. Was sitting, the old man. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror, so it was not in the way.
Uh-huh.
But naturally, I did not touch anything else.
Well, let's assume, yeah. No, well, then the reflection would not be reflected if he was sitting the south table. Well, crud.
I see no problem with the explanation. Makes sense to me. Let's wrap this up. Where's my gavel at? On the table next to the victim, Mr. Kudo could have seen that victim in that daddy meal.
What a naughty little croquet I am, confusing all the men like this.
Don't worry about it. We forgive you. We can keep up, except for the guy breaking out a cold sweat over there.
Dang it. I hate you so much. Not Godo, Armstrong. Godo's just a good villain. He's just doing his job.
You say you didn't touch nothing on that mirror, did you? Are you quite sure about that?
Volunteers? Of course.
All right. Cross-exam. Go, go, go.
Something don't add up. If it's like Armstrong said, then what the dump? Where can I see the view again? Let's just effing assume. Right? Yeah, you can only see that part of him. Then that would imply that, yeah, he couldn't see the other guy there. That might actually save us, though. Maybe the mirror is real. Let's assume... Do we assume it's not? No, we shouldn't assume anything. Okay, hold on, let me parse this together. The mirror was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing in two halves. Don't need that. There's only one seat from which you could see the victim's image. Really now. And where would that be?
Oh la la, look how you lean towards me. Like a lion. I always attract younger boys. Oh God. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer.
Armstrong, you can flirt after the trial.
I attract the older ones too. You know, handsome. Shall I tease you too?
I'm happily married.
That's the biggest fib in the whole court.
I already seen a very hot someone.
So I'm afraid you have to be waiting a little longer. Godo is so good. Listen, I love Edgeworth, but man, Godo's just... He's so funny. It's such a simple little thing. He'd just be drinking coffee, but he's got so much pizzazz.
Oh my god, have you been simping this entire episode? Jesus.
You're right.
I bet she has a mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume.
What?
Bien. I will tell you. There was only one seat which you could have seen it.
Okay. Says that as a matter of fact. We can't get nothing there. It's the seat next to the victim. That's where the old man was sitting. Can you confirm that, though? You know, I did say I'd press everything, and there goes that.
I moved the mirror so it was not in the way.
Did you move the mirror while Mr. Kudo was calling the police?
Oui. Exactament. I carried it out of the restaurant.
You moved a huge mirror like that all by yourself. While they're in the middle of a crime scene.
What can I say? I know how to pick things up on some. Okay. Godo actually laughs. Oh my gosh, she's got a great sense of humor and good looks. I assume.
Given the witness physique, I suppose that is possible. Did you move nothing else on that crime scene?
I look like the obliging type, no?
So I guess you didn't. Naturally, but I did not touch anything else. I don't believe you. Are you sure about that?
I touched nothing except the mirror.
Okay.
Mr. Wright, something that witness said don't match up?
Yeah, there is. I just can't put my finger on it. No kidding.
Suffering from a case of heartburn,
Right? You have no idea.
Oui, I have just eating for that. Oil with the golden mirror and frankincense.
Add a few drops to your coffee and voila, enjoy.
Wouldn't that kill you? Focus, Phoenix, breathe. I need to ignore those two and just find some evidence. Anything.
It's pretty strange though, isn't it?
What?
I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. You think someone would have, Maggie didn't, neither did old Seedy.
That's probably because it wasn't actually there. Well, the logical explanation is that there's no mirror inside Tribulations that day, and Armstrong's just a giant fibber. Now I just gotta prove it somehow. How can I prove there was no mirror? So why can you only see the victim from that particular seat?
Monsieur.
I said Monsieur like an absolute sicko degen. What the frick was that?
Monsieur. It is obvious, no? If you look at the plans, you will understand.
I think I already did this. Okay. No.
The victim would have been reflected in the mirror, like so. If you were sitting at the table next to him, you would see everything, no? So that's the seat old Seedy was sitting at the day when the poisoning happened.
The old man was sitting at the table next to the victim? Why does that sound weird? The frick? What? Hold up. I need to see the crime scene again. He's sitting next to the victim. Then why the... If this is post him... What the heck? The vase is still up. So yeah, he's lying. Wait, where is it again? It's been a minute. Sorry. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. Dude, that's a lie. So where? Naturally, I did not touch anything. Either he replaced that vase, which is him not touching anything else, so he's lying on that, or he's lying where the old man was sitting. I think we got him. But how do I stop this? How do I stop this? What am I trying to say? I broke my vase at my seat. I'm sorry. That's a contradiction. We got him. Maybe? Your Honor, Mr. Kudo's words strongly contradict Armstrong's testimony.
Sir, this is a napkin. What is this for? Oh, wait! Was that a handwritten apology from Kudo, was it?
Yeah, I realize it might look rather useless and throwable, I guess, you know. So when someone hands you a advertisement you don't care about. But hey, this is still testimony. Ha!
I guess useless people are only really good at identifying useless things.
What relevance does a scrap paper have, Phoenix, right?
Yeah, Kudo's testimony actually is really relevant after all. Can't believe it. Because it very clearly contradicts the evidence with... How did I lose 4 points already? Okay, this, maybe? Yeah. How the heck is a vase still there? Even if you want to talk about the mirror world, that doesn't make any sense. I was mashing Y, but you have to do it on this menu, actually. This piece of evidence contradicts the... okay, we didn't get it. The crime photo? God, I'm so defeatist this episode. What's gotten into me? Yes! This photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. An unbroken vase. What on earth do you mean?
Should not exist? Sounds like you're describing yourself, Troy.
Alright, that's pretty good. We kind of walked into it, though.
Now that if the defense would clarify its statement, what is the something that should not exist in this here photo?
The vase! This one! Doesn't make sense! Think about it! Dude! There is one thing that's clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke a vase. And if he wasn't, would he really went to all the trouble of making a haiku to apologize? And yet, at the court, we can see there's an unbroken vase where he's apparently supposed to be sitting. Why? Because Kudo was not in that seat, Your Honor. Booyah! You can't get...
Don't be an idiot, Troy. That's impossible. The seat's the only one Kudo could have been next to see the reflection of the victim.
No, you're wrong.
What?
No, he said exactly, so I should... What? There's only one conclusion we can draw from that contradiction. There was no mirror at Tre Bien that day. Your testimony, Armstrong, is an elaborate lie! Mondi! Mondi? I kinda wanna know what that means. Huh.
Don't try to confuse the court, Troy. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase while the police were taking their time to get to the scene.
Then he needs to fix his testimony. Unfortunately, Mr. Godo, that doesn't quite work for me. Armstrong already testified to the contrary. In his own words, I didn't touch nothing but that mirror. What? What? Panic drinking, I guess?
Well, witness, what do you gotta say for yourself?
No. I'm right. There was no stupid effing mirror. No way two completely unrelated testimonies would forget to mention that. Besides, Maggie worked there. Should have been like commented, oh, that stupid mirror was always in the way when I was trying to bring people their drinks.
In light of this revelation, we return to the original problemo. Why did the victim have an earpiece in his ear which he could not hear?
You only get one shot in life. There's no turning back. If you want to claim that mirror wasn't there, Troy, then this problem's all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw?
If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. I can feel it. That's the problem, though. Are you gonna be okay? Can you really solve this contradiction, Nick? I don't think so. There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya. What do you mean? Remember what Maggie told us? No, I don't. There was another man at the victim's table. And there was a sample CD on the victim's table. It all flies in the face of Kudo's testimony. And I think I know the reason why. Nothing in this case is adding up. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. You gotta spell that crap out for me, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, right, let's hear your answer.
Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradictions in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. No. Mr. Kudo made a mistake? The victim was a phony. Is that a joke? victim was a phony. What does that mean? So, what? Like, there's a fake victim? No. So, did Tigray dress up as Elk? Is that what they're saying? That would explain a lot, but that's ridiculous. And yet, the other options don't really do it for me. They're not concrete enough. Well, thank you, video game, for narrowing it down. If this isn't it, I'd be surprised. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet there's one very simple answer that clears them all up.
What's that?
The incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced were two completely different events.
What?
Yeah, this is getting too much. What? The victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Glenn Elg at all. It was an impostor, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Oh my god, I can see it. Holy heck. He was... Let me look at his outfit. He could hide his crazy hair with the beanie. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. I would not believe this if I was on the jury. I'd be like, bull crap, that's stupid.
Man, why you gotta be so extra, Godo? But now that's just why we like them. Settle down and clear the court. Or both, I don't care.
Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh?
What my man? I thought we had something going.
That's right. Are you saying that Mr. Kudo was set up?
Maybe. Someone pretending to be Glenn Elk acted out the whole coffee poisoning incident. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one of Mr. Kudo. But that means what?
Get real, Triton. Why would anyone want to do that?
To create an alibi, duh. The thing Mr. Kudo was the most insistent about in his testimony was...
The silver girl brought him a Javachino. I saw it. I did. I just didn't see her face and, the rest of her.
It's so hard to believe, but it's not impossible.
I mean, Tigray also had full control of the... Because he had so many accomplices. Dude, we gotta get... What was her name again? Viola? God, I forgot already. We gotta get her to testify, bruh. Come on. There was one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo that fake poisoning. To show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee.
Are you insinuating the waitress as the old man's story was a fake too? It's true there was no other customer in the restaurant at the time, but come on! It's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening.
That's right, unless, he was in on it. And, are you in on it or not, mister? Your restaurant really the scene of such a theatrics? It couldn't be, could it? You would have known all about this, right?
Oh la la ha ha! This is the most difficult for me.
Why? Why is it difficult? It's really quite simple. All you have to do is testify. The truth. And you know what happens if you're caught lying under oath, right? Was there in fact a phony at Tribulations that day? The defense demands, Mr. Armstrong, you tell the whole truth. Jeez. Now this is kind of shaping up. Hold up.
The defense requests additional testimony. Go on. You actually explain what the heck happened at that restaurant, man.
We're so close. Oh my god. I can almost taste it. Tastes like snails. But I love snails, so ooh, I'm down.
Le victim, Monsieur Elge, came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. There was no other customers. When we got word he won the lottery, Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later, the poison incident occurred. None. There was no time for a phony to do the acting.
What? What?
Just so we're clear, there was no meal in that there restaurant. Is that correct?
Je vos demand pardon, Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I want this mess to be cleared up quickly.
Well, that's perfectly reasonable. I appreciate you trying to do things in a timely fashion. But unfortunately, that is also perjury, so you'll be prisoned for life in the H block. Don't cut your hair in there. Oof. Well, they do eventually, and they don't clean it off you, so it's so itchy. Ugh. I'll decide how to punish you later, is what I mean to say. Okay. For now, we'll hear the cross-exam. Go.
He took that perjury charge a bit too well. Guess he'll be in for more serious trouble after this. Yeah, don't hand out perjury yet. Accomplice to murder's coming up soon. Okay. A victim Monsieur came to my restaurant alone. I remember the old man arrived not long after him. This is what I want to hear about. Hold up. By old man, you mean Kudo, right?
Oui, he comes often for my special coffee.
I drank your coffee once, Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. It's worth a sip just for the experience.
Oh, you have me so happy, Monsieur. You are most welcome anytime.
I said it was worth one sip, and nothing more.
Okay.
So old man Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe I should ask about more detail. Okay. How many minutes after? Yeah, that's what I want to know, for sure. So you're saying that not much time elapsed between when the victim and Mr. Kudo arrived?
Oui, that is correct.
But that still leaves the possibility that something happened in that gap of time. And by your recollection, how much time would you say elapsed?
Let me see, approximately 2 minutes, I would say.
2 minutes? That's all? Wait, no, we don't need that. We need the time. The time for this. If it was 1:30, if it wasn't 1:30, we caught him in another lie. That's it, dude. I shouldn't have pursued that line of questioning. It's fine. No, we got him. We need the time for sure. Because if their little charade was actually accurate, that means he didn't actually win the lottery. It was a fib. What time did they arrive? I need to know. Just out of curiosity, what time was it when Kudo got there?
Oh, I cannot remember, Monsieur.
Dang it!
I believe we were told by a witness yesterday. Crime was reported at 2:25 by a kind of old man, sir. Does that perhaps jog your memory?
The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10, no?
No. Just after 2? That's bull.
Thank you for your help in jogging my memory, Monsieur. You're wonderful.
Don't mention it. I can't see all the time and do nothing now, can I? I gotta chime in sometime. Time of day will be out of the testimony. Yes, you're the best. Merci bien. That's French, ain't it? I'm getting the hang of this now.
Well, at least one person is in a good mood, because it's not me. He's even humming a song to himself. He must be really chip. Old man arrived at 2 p.m. I'm not this brazen to try it, but let's just hear it again. Are you absolutely sure of the time?
When I think really hard, and I'm sure it was 2. It's the time I stopped serving the lunch menu.
Well, right, I always break for lunch when the restaurants are serving their specials. I've been known to wind up case early just to make it on time.
Guess you'd never get between a hungry judge and his lunch. All right, that seals the deal.
Would you look at that? It's almost lunchtime already. Well,
No. Witness! Get on with your testimony. No. Actually, on second thought, I don't even need to hear it. Let's be careful, though. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Their story's bull, dude. This is why. Oh my god, I got a first try. Okay, I wasn't 100%. I'm afraid I finally got you, Armstrong.
Coy? What do you mean?
At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week they announced the winnings at the same time.
Oui, that must be the show mon elgos are listening to.
I can't see any problem with that.
No. I wonder. You say the victim arrived at the restaurant at 2 p.m., right?
Oui, I'm so I remember perfectly now. It was a time because I had just finished serving.
Yeah, we heard it a million times. Don't care. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. without exceptions to their programming. And it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. So unless he downloaded on the radio, which I kinda doubt.
Wait, so you're saying it's on 1:30 on the PM? Is that it?
Supposedly the victim made some noise when he won. How would that be possible? I don't believe his cry of joy could have happened at 2 p.m. A little bit of a delayed reaction, don't you think? Because the show already aired and finished 30 minutes earlier! Oh yeah, the victim would have been told about this, has done nothing. It's impossible! It's just impossible! That's it! Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over? There's only one conclusion you can draw from these facts. The victim was an imposter. Acting out the poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. God dang. Yeah, there were two Glen Elks at Tribulations that day. The real Glen, now dead, had been poisoned by the real killer, and the phony Glen Elk acting out the events for Kudo to witness.
It certainly seems that way, don't it?
That's actually kind of genius. Oh my god, is this case better than I thought?
If that wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy?
You can't. Try, Godo. I dare you.
Quite a performance, Trud. You were almost on a roll.
No.
But sadly, you lack the rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song.
He's gonna point out the time, right? Or no, the fact it could have been recorded. Dang it.
Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's just after 2 p.m. The phony elk is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. So, how do you explain then where the real Glen Elk is?
I don't believe I have to spell it out for the court, but I'll do it anyway. At the time, the real Glen Elk was already dead. Maybe in the kitchen.
That's certainly the obvious conclusion.
What? Oh, the time of death.
Thank you, Troy. That's exactly what I was hoping you'd say.
Huh?
Now I presume you can prove this theory of yours? Can you explain where the missing corpse went to?
Missing corpse. What?
According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. If that customer was the phony Glen Elk, then where did the killer hide the body?
Kitchen? Maybe. He had 0 customers. We've established this.
Prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. If your theories to stand to the examination of the court, you must provide us with a proof of the answer to the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body?
Probably in the kitchen for easy access.
No conjecture, Troy. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves
where the body was hidden. Proves? I can't do that! What's with the intense pressure all of a sudden? I don't know. I thought I had him with that contradiction. But he's turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Dang it.
Well, the court now hear the defense's theory and evidence. Where's the body held?
Inside Tribulations, for sure, but I don't know where. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Obviously, it was an inside job.
Interesting. Where could the body have been hidden in that there restaurant? Perhaps you could care to show the court the plans.
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Probably there. The body was hidden here, sir.
Nice supposition. But the real question is, can you back it up with a source? What's the evidence that proves the body was hidden there?
This thing? I mean, maybe it was in his pocket or something? Just an idea. Oh, dang, it was that easy? Armstrong, do you recognize this bottle? No, I have never seen that ugly, filthy bottle in my entire life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality for me.
Where's that bottle found, right?
Kitchen, sir.
But I've only ever used the bottles for my aromatherapy. This bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil. It's like stuff for your earwax, I assume. But it contains a medication.
What kind of medication?
For your ears.
Ain't that right, Mr. Elk? You went to the... I can't say that word, it's too long. And you got medicine that day. That wraps it up.
You can't be serious.
The defense has the contents of the bottle analyzed. And oh yeah, it's his medication. For sure. Glenn Elk's murder hid the body in the restaurant kitchen. At which time, this bottle fell out of the victim's pocket. Wow, that's actually what I thought. Holy dunk. Armstrong, when the incident occurred, didn't you say you were in the kitchen? Maybe watching a certain body? You know what I'm about to say. It was you who hid the victim's body. You did a fun job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bird, however. You were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. He's kind of a monster. Oh my God. No, he is. This is despicable.
This is extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elk?
Never. I could not do such a horrible thing.
Huh?
No!
Godo? That cup is huge. What
The bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of Joe. That's one of my rules.
That's really sad. Do you have the slightest idea how many cups you've had now? Like, that's a lot.
I like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I like to take them down with an empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear? My H deficit friend.
My H deficit? What?
Je vos demand pardon? You must hear me out. It's a trap. Listen to me. Por favor.
That's French, man. Yo habla español. Mr. Armstrong, yeah, boy, you messed up, man. Come on, bro.
Wait, is that the joke? It's Trace Bien, and he's just Spanish. He's a Spanish guy this whole time. That'd be funny. He's doing.
I'm only gonna ask you once. Did you do it?
No, absolutely not. I simply,
Let's hear it, buddy. You've got one shot. Right, Gramps?
Yeah, the court will permit you to make one final statement. You lie to oath again, Mr. Coda's coffee cup's hitting you in the head, boy. I can't help you out of that. And so my gavel. It's like a 1-2 sort of deal. You know what I'm saying? You can't charge both. It's impossible.
Wait, it is clear.
Why do they always give him like 95 chances? Are they always saying the movies? I've got a bad feeling about this. Fat lady singing, I guess.
Begin your final testimony, Armstrong. And make it snappy.